welcome. It's great to see such a good crowd here, and there's a lot of regulars and also some new faces, so what a great opportunity to network with one another and to learn something new. I'm Virginia Wood, by the way. I'm the executive director of this group, this wonderful group. And I typically don't make speaker introductions, but in this case, I was thrilled to take the opportunity to welcome George and Jake Egan as our presenters today. I met George and Jake 3 or 4 years ago. We recently started working with the Cape Cod Landscape Association, which is another great group if you have an opportunity to cross paths. And these two have really taken the world by storm. I don't know if you recall that movie title, which was Everything Everywhere All at Once. I feel like that's George and Jake. I admire so many things about them. They're a great father and son team. They've got an amazing company culture with a committed and supported workforce. They've got great vision, innovation. They're right on the cusp with technology. And they're committed to training. And the thing that I think I admire the most about the two of them is their willingness to share what they know and what they've learned with the rest of the industry. So I think that's such a laudable characteristic. So thank you. Now for the official spiel. George and Jake bring a modern system-driven approach to the green industry. George, president of the company, focuses on leadership, operational excellence, and the integration of AI-driven tools to improve communication, training, and efficiency. Jake, the company's director of revenue, oversees sales performance, process consistency, and team development, while also serving as Egan's key social media personality. Together, they provide practical, real-world strategies for landscape companies looking to modernize and grow. Please join me in welcoming George and Jake Egan.
Oh, thank you, Virginia. That was so nice of you. I love the movie reference. I actually have a movie reference too that we're going to be. I'll be talking about at the end of this presentation. Who's seen Good Will Hunting? Right. So there's a line from that movie that we'll pull out at the end of this presentation. I'm George Egan. I'm the president, like Virginia had said. I'm the president of Egan Landscape Group down in Plymouth. And this is my son, Jake, who is director of revenue. And we're here to talk about AI and social media and how we can utilize it within our green industry and within our landscaping businesses. So first, we're going to talk about social media. What is a reason that we should be using social media within the green industry with landscape companies? We're going to throw out some reasons. Somebody give me a reason. Why would you use social media? Brand recognition, exactly. Good one. Brand recognition.
Advertising.
Advertising.
Shows your current work.
Shows your work. It's like a
Website.
It's a catalog. It's a link to your website. Recruiting. I heard that one. That's a good one. Inspiration. Yeah, good one.
Highlight your people.
Highlight your people. That's a really good one. There's probably a lot more too, right? You know, we don't think about this all the time when we're looking at Facebook or Instagram. Recruiting, highlighting your people. I think that's like one of our biggest problems in our business is people. There's no question, whether it's clients, mostly employees, right? So how do we create a great culture within our company and show prospective employees what we do and create a destination company? Well, let's just show our culture on social media. Interviewing your own employees, showing, like we do rails all the time we have a morning meeting. Every morning we have a morning meeting with our employees. It lasts about 10 minutes. We go over the company metrics from the day before. How many calls came in yesterday? How many website clicks? How many 5-star reviews came in the day before? How many proposals did we send? How many proposals got accepted? For a value of how much? That's a metric we call out in front of our employees every morning. How many hours did we work yesterday? How many billable hours? So anyways, that's a lot of what we do in our morning meeting. But to show that morning meeting on social media, another employee, prospective employee may say that and say, hey, I want to go work for that company, right? So there's a tool for recruiting. Brand recognition, right? If I say there is a red soda can, what brand is that? Coca-Cola, right? You know that, just because it's a red soda can. Well, in Plymouth, if somebody sees a red dump truck and a red trailer, they probably think Egan in our area. So to create that recognition, that brand recognition, and highlight your brand all the time so people think of you when they think of landscaping, you can do that by utilizing social media. Your next customer is online first. Potential customers are increasingly starting their search for landscaping services online. Making a strong digital presence crucial for attracting new business is important. Your next employee is online first, right? So who do we advertise to? Who are we trying to attract when we're putting things out on social media or when we're putting an ad out? Well, we have different personas that we try to attract. The two main personas are we're trying to reach clients, and if we have too many clients, then we're trying to reach employees. We're always chasing that battle, right? It's not just trying to advertise at clients, we're trying to advertise at prospective employees as well. Attention equals trust and equals revenue. So, if you build that online presence and capture the attention of your target audience, it translates into trust. They see your work. They trust that you're going to do a good job. If you see somebody has a Facebook page and there's no pictures of their work, or there's a picture of a stock Bellegarde patio or a stock Teco block patio, and you see the Teco symbol on it or whatever, you don't know that that's theirs, and you don't have any trust because you don't see their work. When you see pictures of the work that they're doing, the employees on that company, and you see all videos of them working and mitering soldier course borders and doing such a great job, now you trust that that's the job you're probably going to get too. So it builds trust as well. How do people choose a contractor? Google is the first place that they go to. So customers start searching for landscape contractors online. They look for reviews, they look for ratings, and overall online presence. Google search, that's what they're doing. The next thing they do is they visit your website. If you show up on Google at the top of the page, you get a better chance in getting your website seen. They'll visit your website. After the initial online search, potential customers will visit the website, learn more about your services, portfolio, and professionalism, and then they're going to check your social media. That's what people do now. I mean, they're all on social media. There may be a link on your website that brings them to social media, and then they call after that. So your website is important. So you'll have a career page probably on your website, which you should. Highlight your employees. Maybe a video testimonial from an employee or a couple employees on there is great. Showcasing your work, your services, pictures of your work, what you do. Google business profile and reviews help customers to engage with your company through searches. The more reviews you have, the higher you show up on Google. And by the way, the more you respond to those reviews, that algorithm is huge too. So you want to make sure you respond to every review on Google. Showcase your work on Instagram too. Rails, videos are always shown on Instagram. We're going to show you some videos that Jake's done on our Instagram page. TikTok and YouTube, those are two other ones that are social media that we use. And Facebook. Actually, one person from every business stand up, please. And then we'll go from there. Yep. Sit down if you have
an Instagram or Facebook.
Instagram or Facebook.
If you do not have, if you do not have,
this kid took over.
I take over and I mess up. If you do not have an Instagram,
if you do not have an Instagram or Facebook, sit down.
Jeez.
If you do not have both Instagram and Facebook in your business, sit down. Okay. If you do not have Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn in your business, sit down. All right. If you do not have Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and TikTok channel, sit down. Ooh, lost a lot on TikTok. Look at that. We get a few left. Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, TikTok, and YouTube, a YouTube channel, sit down. So we have, how many people do we have up? 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. If you stay standing, if you have a social media calendar that you look at and you build your social media off of that calendar going forward for the month ahead. We have 2 people up here. Great job. Give them a round of applause because they're taking advantage of this free stuff that brings you a lot of business. And I call that a low-hanging fruit, right? An apple is a low-hanging fruit. We talk about that a lot. You know what's really easy with social media is to be able to take a video or a reel that you post on Facebook or Instagram for work that you've done, and just post the same video across all platforms. And that's what we do. And we get a lot from that. And you can see all the analytics from that too when you go on their pages.
Do you get any results from TikTok?
Indirectly, we'll get results. I haven't had anybody call me, I'll tell you this, I haven't had anybody call my business and say, hey, I'm hiring you because I saw you on TikTok. That doesn't happen. But what you do is like you build this brand recognition. But I have heard a lot of people say, hey, I saw your video on TikTok. Other landscapers, oh, I saw a video of Jake doing a walk around on a pool that he did on TikTok. Our highest viewed video, this is a joke. Now, I haven't gotten anything from this, but we were going to a conference in Miami last year, I think. At the same time, there was a hurricane coming into Miami. And the hurricane began with an E. You know how they do it by the letters A, B, C, D, E? It was an E hurricane. So Abby and Emily, who work for me, who handle the social media, they posted a hurricane map, and they called it Tropical Storm Egan. And they put my picture in let me open it here. So this is, if you can see that, it's nothing special, it's just a map, right? And it says, next subtropical storm Egan coming into the coast of Miami. What does this have to do with landscaping? I'm not getting a job from this. What happened was, it got 1.1 million views. People were actually searching for Tropical Storm Egan because there was a rumor that was the name of it because it began with an E. So we looked into it to see what the most searched terms were to bring people there, and it was Tropical Storm Egan. So then the comments started coming through saying that's not what it's called. So we engaged with them and we argued with people and just to get that back and forth, and that's what drove this up. But it doesn't do anything but say 1.1 million views. But if a client goes on and looks us up on social media and happens to go to a TikTok channel and says, wow, these guys have 73,000 likes on their page, right? Which is, if you can see it right here, that's credibility. They don't know where it came from. They didn't know it came from this video right here, but that's just credibility. So that's why we do what we do. The most viewed videos are actually the job videos. Here's one here.
One of the biggest projects we've worked on so far this year, and this one really has it all. From an infinity-edged pool, to custom-built fire bowls, to veneer work, to an entire bluestone patio, and a custom-built heated paver driveway. Let's go check it out.
So it keeps going, and he goes through this whole property explaining what we're going to do, but it's engaging, and you can look at the analytics and see what the watch time is on a video like that. People stay, and they watch it through. They want to see what's at the end. How's this finished? Do they show the after, or is this just the before? And it is just a before. What do you talk about when you do these videos? Like, what are you focusing on when you talk about this stuff?
So for me, a lot of the times when I create the content or what I'm going to say behind the video, I put myself in the consumer's shoes, right? Like if I'm a homeowner and I want to do a project like this, what am I thinking about? What do I want to hear? A lot of the features are cool. Infinity-edged pool. For somebody, a clientele that we work with that can afford an infinity-edged pool, they're like, wow, that's cool. Like, let me watch further. What else are they doing? So a lot of the times, the content that I come up with when creating these films, it's really from the consumer standpoint. Like, what are they looking for out of this video?
Right. What town is this in? So this one is in Buzzards Bay or Wareham. So a client might say, hey, I live in Wareham. I could do that in my town. Or, oh, that's Cambridge, what was that product? Cambridge Ledgestone? No, it was...
It was the 24 by 36 bluestone
They
one.
might see that and say, that's what I want around my pool. So let me call these guys because they know how to install this apparently. Planting, it goes even deeper. So that was That was a lot of the hardscape part of that. And then we had another video going over the planting aspect of this project too, which was another greatly viewed video. Here it is
Hi,
here.
my name is Elise, and we're here at our Wareham project, new construction, as you can see in the background. Jake and his crew has set the stage with the hardscape, which is finishing up.
You know, it keeps going. Elise goes through the whole property. She shows the palette of plants that we have laid out there, and it draws interest, and it gets a ton of views. Now this is a type of video that people will see and hire us for. The other thing that gets views, which is you don't expect, is short. Those are long videos, short videos. We have short videos of us just blowing leaves. But when we're using an interesting piece of equipment like a leaf vac, or we have something called a mulch mate. I don't know if anybody knows what a mulch mate is. It goes in the back of the truck. You bring the wheelbarrow up next to it. You press a button and it fills your wheelbarrow with mulch. Those get a lot of views because people are looking at that's a different piece of equipment they're not used to seeing. So we even use I have a 7-year-old daughter that did a shop tour with Brooklyn, and that got a lot of views. Look at I don't know, like 34,000 views. So interesting points to the Rails. One thing to be aware of, if you are posting Rails on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, what holds people on when you do that is there's important things to do. 30% of all people that watch videos on social media, 30% watch it with the sound off. So you want to make sure captions are on all the time. That was something I learned 2 weeks ago. I never could have thought of that, but 30% sound off. So like maybe they're laying in bed next to their spouse, not trying to wake her up at night. Maybe they're at work when they're supposed to be working, but they're on social media. Who knows where they are, but that's important. So make sure captions are on. The other thing is you want to have a good hook. They call it a hook. So a hook can be it could be a caption that goes over the video that says, stay till the end to watch the finished product. That's a hook. A hook can be somebody talking in the beginning of the video that says, hey, stay till the end of this video to watch the finished product. That's also a hook. It could be spoken or captioned. And then you can use stickers too, they call it, to put on with different fireworks or 100 or perfect or whatever you put on there to pop it. But those are what get the algorithms going on these social media platforms. Also utilizing the music from that platform. So if you post an Instagram reel, use a trending music on the Instagram reel that they give you, put it on the video, and turn the volume down on that music if you don't want to hear it, but it gets people to watch it. So anyway, so that's some tips with Rails between Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. But the idea is to just be consistent. Don't be. You can try to be cute and trendy and have funny videos. We do that. I don't feel like we get so much out of that as we do with the actual quality videos, the videos of the work, the videos of a blog post or a link to a blog post. That's all important stuff within the videos. So how do you build a post or a video and pick the wording for that post or video that's engaging, that will be something that somebody will want to read? Using AI, right? Like I would hope that everybody's touched the computer and gone to ChatGPT at this point and used AI for something, whether it's cleaning up an email or whatever. You can build your social media calendar, which I'm going to talk about that in a second, what that exactly is, totally with AI, and it does it for you. You can do one post. Say you're going to make one post on Facebook, and you don't know what to put in it. You just go to ChatGPT and say, I need a Facebook post. I'm posting a picture of this retaining wall we just built. And I need an engaging Facebook post. And it will, ChatGPT will put it all out for you with emojis and everything. You copy it, you paste it right into Facebook, post it. There you go, all done. Social media calendar, we talked about this earlier. What is a social media calendar? Well, it's a good way to prepare for the month ahead and force you actually to post on social media. It's basically a calendar. You can use Google Docs, you can use any calendar. Use a Google Calendar if you want. We use HubSpot, and we say, okay, we post 5 Facebook posts a week, 5 Instagram posts a week, 2 TikToks 1 YouTube, and 2 LinkedIn posts every week. So now we take the calendar, we make sure we put on each day, what are we going to post? What is it going to be? Exactly, you could copy and paste from ChatGPT the wording for that post and put it right in your calendar. And do it now for the month of February. You could actually take images and put them in. And then just know that that's what's going to go on every day. And you can manually put them in, or you can schedule the posts within some of these platforms. Instagram, I think you can schedule posts within Instagram ahead of time for the next month. Like sit down on a Sunday, or if you can't do that, assign somebody to do it. Because that keeps you relevant. Everybody sees you all the time when you're posting 5 times a week. Social media, what it really does, it builds trust before the call. We talked about that. Shows good quality work, showcases your people, demonstrates professionalism. What not to do? No dancing. Avoid posting content that seems unprofessional or gimmicky, like overly choreographed dance moves, right? So what not to do? I would say, I would put a condition on that. Don't do that if you're not doing what you should do first. Like run your professional posts and your pictures and all that. And if you want to have a TikTok video, a funny story where the guys that you work are dancing, you could do that. I think it's fun and engaging. But make sure you post the important stuff first. No trends that you hate. Don't participate in social media trends that you personally dislike or find cringeworthy, as it can come across as disingenuous. Remember, if you don't like it, your clients probably don't like it. No perfection. Don't try to be perfect, right? There's a phrase, perfection is the enemy of progress, right? You can try to be perfect with everything and never get it done because you're always trying to fix it before you do it. Just progress. Just continually be consistent. Post videos that are, selfie. Hey, here I am on this project, and this is what I dropped my phone. Like, that's funny. That's a fun thing. Be real in the video. It doesn't have to be perfect. No waiting. Respond to comments, messages, or inquiries in a timely manner. I mean, this is what we're doing. We're putting this out there to try to get engagement. We'll get the engagement and respond back. People notice that if you don't respond. 3-second rule, I kind of talked about this. The first frame matters. You capture the audience within the first 3 seconds of most Reels. And if you don't capture them, they swipe through. Think about it, people that do go through Reels on Instagram, social media, Facebook, TikTok, you're swiping. If it's not interesting, you're just swiping. It's got to catch you. So remember that and make sure you have that hook that's going to get them in the first 3 seconds. Communicate the key benefit or value proposition up front to give you as a reason to keep watching. Again, hey, here's the video. It's watch us mow this lawn in less than 5 minutes. We'll have this whole lawn mowed and trimmed and blah, blah, blah. Now you gave them a reason to stay on for 5 minutes. As opposed to just running the video of somebody mowing a lawn, you're going to swipe through that. And evoke an emotional response in the first few seconds to build a deeper connection. So, some social media breakdown. I did kind of just show you on Instagram some of the breakdowns and key elements. We showed you some of our videos on Instagram. Here's a video on Facebook that got one of our highest viewed videos. It's literally just a video of us blowing leaves with some music behind it. Nothing special. Buzzards Bay project. This was another one.
We're down here in Buzzards Bay today. We're going to be starting a 2,500 square foot cobblestone driveway. Let me show you around real quick. This is the main driveway here. And we're actually going to be doing an additional driveway off to the right side of the home here.
So
this
video got 13,000 views.
In order.
And there's not even one cobblestone down. We're looking at somebody's old paved driveway that got 13,000 views. So, again, be relevant, post consistently. It's important. All right, let's go on here.
The other thing I want to note about that video that you guys just watched too is exactly what we spoke about, being personable. It wasn't perfect. I pulled out my phone and I started videoing, and let me turn the camera around real quick. And I start, so I think the number one thing of things not to do the slide we just went to, that we were just on, is you don't want to not do anything, right? So just start and just take out your phone if that's what it's going to be. If you don't have a person that does it full time, like we're fortunate enough to have, take out your phone. Take videos of anything. We didn't even start the cobblestone driveway yet, and we got a lot of views on it. So
right. The other thing too is Facebook and Instagram have stories. TikTok has stories too. I don't even know if YouTube might have stories at this point. I'm not sure. Stories are just real short clips that you see at the top of the page. So to post a story is super easy. Like you can actually be on Facebook or Instagram yourself, looking at somebody else's video on their page and like it and say, hey, I could share this. It might be an inspirational quote. It might be a contractor putting in artificial turf in San Jose, California. And you think it's a cool video, you can repost it to your story. Even though it has nothing to do with your business, you could put a text on there and say, hey, I thought this was a real cool video, check it out. It just gets people engaged. Quotes, like we do a lot of leadership quotes. We'll put a lot of leadership quotes on our stories. I might go on and see like a Simon Sinek quote or a John Maxwell quote or whoever, and or a Twitter quote from somebody and just repost it onto my story on Egan Landscape Group, just so there's always stories going on there. You don't even have to do the work. You're just reposting it. So keep that in mind. AI. Who's using AI? I know Virginia's using it. They made fun of me when I started using it, I think, within CCLA. I was probably one of the first ones. We were talking about creating a mission statement, I think, for CCLA. And we're on our CCLA Zoom meeting, and I'm on the side. What is a good mission statement for Cape Cod Landscape Association? I'm putting it in ChatGPT. And I probably blurted it out on one of the Zoom calls, and somebody called me on it. You didn't do that. AI did it. Well, we're familiar with ChatGPT, right? I don't know if anyone's familiar with Gemini. That's the Google version of AI that's out now. It's actually been out, but it's a little bit better than ChatGPT in some instances. It does better for pictures. There's another one called Claude.ai. Okay, these are AI platforms that will help you write, fix emails, write social media posts, build job descriptions if you ask it to. Like the things that we use it for are wild. And we use it more and more every day. Like you can take one of your web pages, pick one of your web pages on your website, copy the URL link, post it into Gemini or ChatGPT and say, critique my web page. Tell me what looks good, what doesn't look good, and what we should change about it. Full report, tells you right then, and it's eye-opening. When you're using ChatGPT or Gemini or Claude, the more you use it, the more it learns about you. Be careful. Don't ask it to give you a brutal, honest truth and critique yourself, because I've done that and that gets ugly too. It tells me all my deficiencies. It saves time, right? So like you can like kill yourself trying to write this email, and you can just write it as dumbed down as you want, and even put it in the email. Put it in Google in your Gmail and start typing it. Don't send it. Copy it, paste it into ChatGPT and say, rewrite this for me. Now, Gmail actually has a polish button. It's a little magic wand that will do it for you as well. I feel that the GPT does a better job on it. Probably, I say 99% of the time I do that, I use the one that was made for me because it's better than I could have said. What are some of the things that we're using AI for besides that?
We use it, well, you just mentioned language, right? Like helping critique your language and how you sound when you're sending emails, when you're writing proposals. It's gonna make the verbiage in the proposal much better than you could write it, sound more professional, all of that. What I've used it for though, and this is a massive time saver, if we get any plans sent to us, architecturally drawn, you can actually upload that plan to ChatGPT, or probably Gemini. I usually use ChatGPT. And you can say, based on the scale of this plan, how many square feet of pavers are here? There's 18,343 square feet of pavers. Sod, mulch beds, how many plants, anything at all it can answer. And when you start to utilize it more, the more you're able to think of what it can do. Last year, we started this entire process of creating SOPs, which are standard operating procedures. And we had thought, well, let's create a list of all of our procedures, because we need to document them. So Egan Landscape Group location number 2 can do it the same way that we do it down in Plymouth. And as we grow, it's important. Anyways, from a small mindset at that time with ChatGPT. It's like, okay, can you create this one process for me? Can you create this other process for me? And then I decided, well, what if I take the list of the hundreds of processes I made, upload that into ChatGPT, and say, I need all of these processes created. Can you make that? And can you make it in a Google Doc or a PDF format? And it did it. So it's a massive time saver, but the more you use it, the more you're able to understand what you can use it for, if that makes sense. You get more comfortable with it.
Yeah. Jump off what Jake was just talking about. I don't know if anybody's documenting their processes here for their company. This was a new thing to me a few years ago, and I'm like, I've been in business for 25 years and I haven't documented processes. Like, we have them all in our head, but what's the importance of actually documenting them? Well, there's so many reasons, right? So if you can use those processes and group them together and give them to a new employee as an onboarding tool. Here is accounts payable clerk or accounts receivable clerk. Here's all the processes, Colleen, I'll say because that's Colleen who works for us. Here's exactly how you do it. And here's, for each process, here's the steps. Go on QuickBooks, click on this, do this, do this. It's an owner's manual for everything that we do. So it's so important. Like you've probably, I would think everybody in this room has found a time maybe if they've had office staff when one person left and they said, oh, now I have to train somebody how to do that all over again. Well, you can use these processes to train. We use a program called Trainual for documenting the processes. Like Jake said, we use ChatGPT to create them for us, and they're instant. Another thing that's AI, I am right now recording with my phone on a program called Otter.ai. And what it does, it records everything that I'm saying, or if I'm having a meeting in my conference room with 8 people, it will record the whole meeting, just being out on the, sitting out on the table. I don't know what it actually cost me. It's probably $40 a month or something. It will record the whole meeting for an hour and a half. And then after the meeting, I'll hit stop, and it will create a full summary in meetings of that meeting. And if there's people that got named out loud or said their name, it says, well, Dave said this, Dave said that, George said this, George said that. These are the action items that came out of that meeting. So the action items are this person said this was good. These are Dave's action items. These are George's action items. And now we have a full summary and meeting in minutes of that meeting by doing nothing, just pressing a record button. It's called Otter.ai. All right? It's similar to if you've used Zoom and had Zoom calls before and you see whoever's on the call, maybe you have Read AI or a note taker, but somebody on that call might have a note taker as well. It's doing the same thing. It's recording the call, the Zoom call, and it's creating a full summary for you. So what Read AI does, which is attached to all of my Zoom calls, is it records every call that I have, and not only does it create summaries for those calls, it gives me an update in the beginning of the week and says, here's your action items for this week from all the calls that you had last week. It puts them all together. It's wild. So I started thinking, hey, if I can do this with Otter.ai on my meetings in my conference room and record a meeting or record a meeting with a client possibly, why can't I record, a meeting with a client, a site visit? Why can't I go do a site visit, record it while I'm walking around the property with the client, and it listens to everything, and then as soon as I go to leave, open up the summary in the driveway on the app, and it gives me a full summary of our meeting, exactly what we talked about. Hey, how cool would it be to email it to that person and say, hey, Mrs. Smith, it was great just meeting you. Just as a summary of everything we just talked about at your home, I've attached it here in this email. Like, I'm not even out of her driveway yet. She gets in the house, opens that, and says, wow, these guys have their stuff together. There's no questions. That's another way to utilize that. So then I go the next step. I'm like, well, if I can do that, they have these cool glasses now. I'm not wearing these things yet, but people are going to be soon, I'm sure. Those meta glasses, AI glasses with video, you could literally have those on, recording a video as you're walking around a client's property. And it's not only going to listen to everything you're talking about and record it, it's got video and snapshots of everything you talked about too. What a great way to document everything that was talked about on that property. Besides the glasses, there's this unit here, it's called Plaud.ai. So that is something that clips onto the back of your phone, and it's a recording device. Plaud.ai also has like a necklace with a pennant on it that you just hit a button and start recording. and it will record everything that's being said. And then you can take that transcript from the Plaud app, upload it, copy it, paste it into Otter.ai, or paste it into ChatGPT, and say, here's a transcript of everything that I just talked about with the client at her property. Give me a breakdown and a summary so I can send it to the client and explain to her what we're going to do there. So these are just tips, like easy stuff that gives us credibility, makes us look good out in the field. So what's AI doing, right? What's AI doing to the, to the world? Like, there's jobs that are definitely going to go away because AI is taking the place of them. I belong to this thing called 10X Health, and I'm taking this blood test, and they send me to the lab to get blood tests, and then they get the results, and then I call and I talk to this doctor on the phone, and she gives me a protocol of, oh, because of your blood test, we want you to take these supplements, this every day, take 2 Brazil nuts a day, take zinc, this many milligrams. And so I'm like, wow. And then she sends me a summary of exactly what I have to take. I was like, wow, she's pretty smart. So the next time I go get a blood test, I get the results from the blood test from the lab first. I put it in a ChatGPT and I said, based on these blood test results, what do you suggest I do for supplements? It basically told me everything she told me. Like, I didn't need to ever go to the doctor. All I had to do was go to LabCorp in Weymouth and pay $150 for a blood test, put it in ChatGPT and upload it, and it told me exactly what she said. So it's like, there's so many things that are evolving. So what's that going to do to her job, right? She's not going to lose a job. She's a doctor, but it's going to eliminate some parts of her job. Well, we're going to start seeing this, I think, in landscape design, too, with AI. Right now, you can go to somebody's house and take a picture of the front of their house and say, literally, while you're standing there with the client, take the picture and say, I want to take this house and put endless summer hydrangeas, ornamental grasses, knockout roses, and a walkway in front of the house. And in probably less time than I just talked about it, ChatGPT is going to give you that picture. In front of the client, in less time than I just talked about it, you could say, is this what you were thinking? And she's going to say, yeah, that's pretty close. It might not be exact, but now we have something to work off of. This was a picture of the house. These were just some things that ChatGPT did. Now, I'm not putting that in front of that house for sure, but in 3 minutes it did this, right? So it can be the juice to get their mind flowing about what we might want to do. It might be enough to get us to get this job and do the job right on that spot. And we like to do designs if design's part of our business, but if it's not part of our business, we don't like to do it. We'd rather just get moving, right? So what do we do if we're designers? And this is a situation. But we embrace it, right? So figure out how can we utilize this for us? Great. Well, ChatGPT is not going to have a nice sit down with that client, explain the different plans and what would fit best in that property based on the sun exposure. There's always room for that landscape architect or designer to be there, but this is a good start. This was my sister's house. My sister calls me about a month ago and she says, hey, do you guys do landscape lighting? I didn't even answer her. I went on Google Street View after she sent it to me, and I was able to get this picture of her house on Google Street View. And then I sent her that, and I said, you mean like this? And she says, that's just like my house. I said, that is your house. She said, how did you do that in that fast a time? I said, AI, it does it for you. And it was right before Christmas. I said, you guys should do Christmas lights too. So it's like, you can use it for lighting, right? Right there, landscape lighting. So these are the things that a lot of times we don't even think about when we're talking about AI until, sometimes I'm just laying in bed at night and I'm like, oh, I bet I could do this with it. And you go, I can't wait to try it, and there it is. Like Jake said about the processes, we were asking it one at a time. Can you give us a process with a vision statement, commitment statement, and execution steps for how to hook a truck to a trailer safely? And then we wait and it creates the process. Now give us another one for this, how to change blades on a 48-inch Skag V ride. Here it is. It knows, by the way, it knows all of this stuff too, because it's connected to the internet. And then like he said, why don't I just give it all 100 processes and say, give me processes for all of these? And it doesn't. Like, you don't think about that shortcut. The other thing too, right? Like I just talked about the Skag V ride. It's connected to the internet. It knows. You can take a picture with it, and a picture of a tag on a refrigerator, and say, what is the filter part number for this refrigerator? And it will come back and say, the filter part number for the water filter is this, 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 this. And here's 3 links on where to get it. Now I'm going to show you a couple other things here. Beautiful.ai, by the way, is everybody knows what PowerPoint is. We're doing a presentation right here. Beautiful.ai is a presentation software. It's short money. You log in and with the password. You can put a description of what you want your presentation to be, and it will make the whole presentation for you on whatever topic you want. So this slide deck was built on Beautiful.ai. What I did is I went into ChatGPT and I said, I'm doing a presentation for MALP on AI and social media. Give me an agenda and slide deck and slides to upload into Beautiful.ai. ChatGPT made this whole text thing. I uploaded into Beautiful.ai, and this is what it made for me. Claude.ai is a little bit more detailed. So that will take like big polished job descriptions for you. You can say into Claude.ai, you can say, I have a position in my company. It's a horticultural manager position. This is the base salary that I'd like to pay, and I'd like to give incentives monthly for 12 months for this position. Basic breakdown of what the position is. It's an account manager that goes out and meets clients, talks about plant installations, whatever you make it. You can be as dumb as you want on it. Give me a job description with metrics for that position and incentives paid out monthly with a structure. And it will come back and start asking you questions. Okay, so how much do you want to give for incentive as a whole for the season? 10% of the salary, a dollar value? You put this in. It'll ask you all kinds of questions about that position, and it's like you're talking to somebody, and it doesn't work for you, and then it makes this beautiful job description with formatted, with incentives, everything. And it's really intense. It's more detailed than ChatGPT, but it's great for business. It's called Claude.ai. Gemini is a fun one. That's on Google. That one makes cool pictures for you. X, which is also Twitter, has one called Grok now, which is also, that does pictures and video. I think Gemini does videos as well. So AI for marketing. What do we use AI for marketing? Use AI to automatically generate captions for social media videos. That's what we do. Almost all of our social media captions are made on AI. You can suggest relevant, engaging post ideas for your industry, right? What are some great post ideas for the month of January in Plymouth, Massachusetts, Natick, Massachusetts for a landscape company? It's going to give you all these great ideas and what are engaging and what people are looking for right now. You can help create professional sounding video scripts. I took a video, just testing this because I had never uploaded a video to AI, and it was a video that, it was just me talking to somebody. And I posted it up on Gemini, and I said, I want this video to go viral. How can I clip this video? It was like 9 minutes long, to be under 3 minutes, and what can the hook be and captions to make this video go viral? It told me, pause at 10.5 seconds, cut it out from there to there, there to there. It gave me instructions on how to take that whole thing, made it less than a minute, and told me the hook and post it on Instagram, and we got like 30,000 views, 50-something thousand views, I think, on that video.
AI for operations, job descriptions, we talked about that. It generated a detailed and accurate job description. You want to put a post on Indeed. Like, what's an engaging job post to attract hardscape foremen to work in Plymouth, Massachusetts? What can I put on this post? You literally talk to it like this. Like, you'd say, like me. By the way, ChatGPT, you don't even have to type into it. You can talk to it too. It's got a voice. It has a conversation back to you, and it will create this whole post for you. You'll read it and say, I don't like that, or I like this, change it. It'll be bold, all that. Take that, copy, paste it right into Indeed. Like, it's simple. SOPs, we talked about. Emails, we talked about. Proposals, like we're not usually generate proposals on word processor or Pages or Word or Google Docs. We might be using Aspire or Java or LMN, but you can take the verbiage that you're going to put in those descriptions, run them through AI, and have it change it up for you. The handout that's out on the table there, that was created on my way here. Literally, I left Plymouth. I went into Claude.ai, and I generated that by something I had put into ChatGPT. I pulled the information from ChatGPT that I made the slideshow. I copied it, pasted it into Claude.ai, and I said, I need a handout for this presentation. Please generate a PDF handout. It generated that handout. I took the PDF, I emailed it to Emily, and I said, can you print 84 of these copies and bring them up with you? She said, yep. Hey, can you imagine that 20 years ago, trying to do that? I did it while I was driving. It was definitely not legal, but it's possible. Beautiful.ai, let me show you this. Now, this is what I'm on right now, Beautiful.ai. I can go to create presentation, generate with AI, and I'll say, I need a presentation about endless summer hydrangeas and how to care for them in Plymouth, Mass. I just made that up. Like, you can say, I need a presentation on leadership and how to talk to my employees about having conflict on the work site, right? Caring for endless summer hydrangeas in Plymouth, Mass. Introduction to endless summer hydrangeas. Like, you just saw what I did. Planting, choosing a suitable planting location, right? Planted the right depth. Sunlight and soil requirements. Like, literally anything you put in there, this is how fast it will do this for you. Pruning care, common pests and disease, right? This is how easy this is to do presentations now. Before AI versus after AI, how much time we save? 65% of our time saved utilizing AI for work and using it for that. But like, you generate an email, you'll save 65% of your time generating an email in AI than you would naturally. Wording quality is 80% better. Content consistency is 75% better. This goes back to the social media point, right? Stay relevant. Keep your posts out there. It's about consistency. It's not about quality. And you hate to hear that, right? But it's true. The more you post, the more you're out there, the more you're gonna get brand recognized. It is free. It's a low-hanging fruit. We talked about that. AI is a low-hanging fruit. This is all low-hanging fruit. Apples everywhere for us to pick. Like, it takes nothing to do this stuff. I'm looking at businesses right now, so we're growing. My business is growing. We're looking at acquiring other businesses. We're working with a company that is a mergers and acquisitions company. They're lining up appointments with me with other companies. And I've gone out and I've met a bunch of business owners, and it is so much low-hanging fruit that these people, one business owner hasn't posted on social media since November of 2024. I'm like, wow, that's awesome. You think that's bad? That's awesome for somebody who wants to buy that. I start posting now. That's that much easier to get business for that. This business owner doesn't know what his, how he even calculates his hourly rate. He doesn't even know what his overhead portion of his hourly rate is. Like, this is great. I can get in here and like make this low-hanging fruit, utilize this. The other one doesn't even know what field management program he's using. I said, what are you guys using for your field management program, for your estimating and all of that, scheduling? He says, I don't know, the girls in the office know. This guy does $3 million a year in revenue. You don't know what the field management program is? That's great for me, because when I get in there, we know we're gonna be able to make that better. Low-hanging fruit. That's what, they don't use AI. One guy said, I've never used AI. I took a picture of the island in front of the shop. I said, let me show you something. It was all mess. It's a landscape company, mess with old scrub pines, dead wood in the trees. Took a picture of the island and I made a grass, cobblestone border, manicured, showed him a picture on ChatGPT. He was like, how did you do that? I'm like, you should have known how to do that. Like, it shouldn't be me to tell you, but I'm glad you don't, because I'm gonna take that, fix that. So anyway, your challenge is one post per week. It's all you have to do. It's not that hard. Do one. We do 5 on Instagram, 5 on Facebook, a couple on TikTok, a few on YouTube, LinkedIn. I didn't talk about LinkedIn, utilizing that. That's a huge social media platform for reaching property managers, commercial clients. Keep it more professional on LinkedIn. For reaching prospective employees, management employees, right? There's people in this room I've talked to that are on LinkedIn that we like each other's posts and we talk to. They don't work for me, but we're cordial, we know each other, we talk to each other through LinkedIn. It's a professional relationship. Who knows what the future will be? Maybe someday they'll work for me, maybe someday I'll work for them. But keeping connected, it's social media, it's keep staying social. So use AI, run one post a week, track the engagement. You can look at all these social media platforms and they have an insights or an analytics tab. It will tell you who's been watching, how many views it's got. Look at that and say, okay, why did this happen? This one got less views, but it only had 2 seconds of watch time. That's why. It didn't have a good hook. Pretty much what I got here. Is there any questions? Yes.
When you're walking around with property and stuff like that, showcasing, do you ask your clients for permission to showcase their?
Great
property?
question. Yeah, so this is, because it's all new, right, doing this. Well, how I would present that is, Mr. Smith, I hope you don't mind, I want to document everything that we talk about. So I'm recording this while I walk around because I don't want to miss any details. I think it's really important I get all the details so I can come back to you with, a good design or a good proposal. Do you have any objection to that? Most of the time, I would assume they'd say no. I wouldn't say yes, I object to it. But I think, yeah, I think to your point, that definitely should be done. Sure.
And if you use the images for social media, do you call them and ask for permission, or email them and ask for permission?
I haven't because it's work that we've done, and I haven't gotten any kickback. My answer to that would be if somebody sent me a message and said, hey, I appreciate you didn't have a house on your Facebook page, I'll take it off. But like if we had to do that, I think for everything, it would be real difficult. And I don't know that anybody else does. I do, like we do classes at my facility down in Plymouth. We have a full classroom in the building, and we do training classes. And we have employees of other companies who come in for some training. We might do hardscape training or irrigation training. And we record, like we have a video camera here, and we'll ask them permission if they don't mind if we're recording this. And if anybody has any objection to being on social media or being in any of our videos, let us know, because we don't want to, invade on anybody's privacy. So we do that. But as far as work that we do, I think we're okay. One thing, before I'm done, one thing I forgot about that I wanted to bring up that AI is really good at. One of our things that we do within our company is all of our management employees, actually all of our employees, they take a test. It's called an R3 assessment. And what it is, it's a personality test. So you may have heard it called the DISC assessment with other companies. Basically, it asks you about 50 or 60 multiple choice questions, like some of the questions are wrong.
How would you handle this situation if you and if you fell off of a bike? Would you get mad? Would you get sad? Would you?
It asks you these questions to determine if you're fall into 4 parts of personality test. Are you a high driver? Are you a high analyzer? Are you a high stabilizer? Or are you a high influencer? Influencer, right? And it puts you into these things. Like I'm a very high influencer. I like to talk a lot, which is great for a sales position. And I'm a really high driver too, so it's great for a business owner. But if I was reserved, and I wasn't a good influencer, I wasn't really much of a driver, but I was an analyzer and a stabilizer, I might be better off as an accountant, right? So all of our employees take this test, and it scores them. And it actually gives us a PDF printout about, based on how they answer their answers, the correct way to approach them in different situations. So what we did is, like as a kind of a testing, I took somebody's R3 assessment. And we have access, everybody in the company knows everybody else's R3 assessment. So I know when I have to have a conversation with Emily. Emily's a high analyzer. She's not a high influencer. I have to be short and sweet. I drive her crazy because I talk too much. But I can see she's burning up. So I can take her PDF of her R3, put it in ChatGPT and say, I have to have a conversation with Emily. The intended results is I need her to work, I need her to attend some educational stuff that we need her to do for the company, but she doesn't like to do that. What are some quality questions that I can ask her to get her to answer those questions to give us the intended result that I'm looking for based on her R3 and personality assessment? It's wild what it gives you. It will tell you. Now, when I sit down and have a conversation with Emily about this, it will say, ask Emily these questions. And it might say, how important do you think it is for the company to have educated employees? And what is she going to say? No. So she's answering these questions, but ChatGPT helps me structure that conversation by putting that in there like that. So that's another way you can use that. You don't need to think about it. So anyway, I think we ran over time here because of an influencer. Yes?
Goodwill Hunting.
Goodwill Hunting.
Oh, yeah.
Low hanging fruit. How do you like them apples? That was it. All right, I appreciate everybody. Thank you for listening to us.